Alright guys, so I was completely wrong about almost everything that I said in my last video concerning the brand new update. The rewards that I talked about in my last video, you get core reperks and you get hero vouchers and weapon vouchers from horde mode only. Hunt the Titan does not give those things. Hunt the Titan just gives a new hero. As far as I've seen, I haven't checked any of the other rewards, but y'all can probably just log in and check it for yourself. But when I completed it last time, I didn't get any core reperks or anything like that, so I don't think that Hunt the Titan gives us anything special like that. But horde mode gives core reperks and hero vouchers and weapon vouchers. Not to mention, it also gives the other two heroes that I talked about, and I also got that wrong as well. I said that you had to beat horde mode 5 times to get the male hero, when that's actually not true. You only have to beat horde mode once to get him, and then I think you have to do a modifier to get the other one, which would also mean that you would still have to beat it, right? Yeah, it is. You have to complete one weekly modifier to get her as well, which would still mean that you have to beat horde mode. So, hi, Editing Hulu here. So, apparently the Plasma Pulse hero got buffed. Now, I did not use her at all before the buff, and I did not use her after the buff. Main thing is, I'm just not interested in using Plasma Pulse right now, but if there's enough interest or enough draw for me to make a loadout centered around Plasma Pulse, then I'll make one and make a video talking about it. But so far, I don't have any reason to talk about it because it's not interesting to me. And the last thing that I was wrong about, I believe, which I might have corrected in my comment section, was the new hero being bad. It's crazy because I mainly just formed my opinion based off of what I actually seen from the footage that Beast had provided, but I think that that's not right per se. And I already don't really take other people's advice whenever I use weapons as well. If a weapon looks cool and it looks fun to use, I'm probably gonna end up using it anyway. So I don't know why I don't have that same energy with heroes. Like, it just seems strange that I formed my entire opinion about a new hero without actually having tried it for myself. Same thing with the sprint hero. It's a little strange because I formed my own opinion with that one, but yet I didn't do that with this one. I think it's just because the footage that he had in his video made the hero look so bad that it just made me think that he was just automatically terrible. But no, I can actually wholeheartedly say that the new hero, especially if you load him out right, which I did get right in my last video, right, you'll have some good success with him. I don't know if I have footage up here, but if I do, you can see he does fine. Like, you just want to charge your shield up, which will allow you to move quicker, and it also stops smashers from knocking you back as well if you have your shield up, by the way. But you're mainly charging your shield up so that you can get the energy damage instead of the nature damage with just your normal attacks. Because if you charge the shield up, instead of it being nature, it'll be energy, which would be way more effective against different types of enemies, especially if you're in a different zone that has like fire enemies per se. So that could be really helpful. And not to mention, what my main critique was in the last video was the cooldown and the movement speed. But from what you can see in the footage, if you do get enough kills, which you will because of the chain lightning, you could just cut it down to like 30 something seconds. That's still pretty long in my opinion. That's a long downtime, but if you change it up, maybe you have somebody like Battle Beat, which I do have in mostly all of my loadouts actually. It can help you in other ventures, which allows you to use different weapons or allows you to use your other abilities that it'll be buffed with the Rock and Rift perk, which she gives. That's still 50% increase in damage or attack speed if you need that for your melees. If you're using hardware weapons, like, you could really make something shake with this loadout. If you have Battle Beat in it, of course, and you put in other stuff, you can shake up what I have in my loadout and make it work for whatever weapons you're gonna use. But from what I was using, And I was mainly using this loadout in Ventures, by the way, which I think is what you want to use him for. It was perfect. Like, it was perfect. Obviously, if you're going into the 140s or the 160s and you're trying to actually beat the mission, your dedicated loadouts should be centered around buffing builds or rocket launchers. Rocket launchers, or a xenon bow, or a vacuum tube bow. Like, those are your meta, but they're all based around weapons. You're not bringing a minigun into the 160s. You're not doing that. Even if you supercharge your diecast into 144, he's not going to be helping you when power level 255 smashers are charging your base. Like, he's not going to stop them. You know what I'm saying? So surely you're also not going to be bringing Dragon Slash into the 160s either. So with these loadouts that you're specifically using, like, or loadouts that you have to specifically handcraft together based off of abilities, you're going to be using them in Ventures, which Ventures only goes up to 140 anyway. So most loadouts that are like this will perform fine. Like, you're going to be okay. Like, he doesn't need to be excessively powerful. But I think that 120 base damage should be pretty fine. It should push Watts in his own right, similar to the new Hunt the Titan hero that we got as well. Like, her perk also gives a bunch of base damage as well, and this ability's base damage is comparable to that. So it just didn't make any sense that I completely wrote him off without actually trying him, which should lead me into the last point of this video. I was also wrong about horde mode. Yeah, I actually tried it because in my comments people was like, did you even try the new hero? And I was like, no. And I was like, you guys are right. Why would I base my opinion off of something I ain't even tried myself yet? So I went on ahead and tried it. And the first time I tried to do horde mode, we got dropped off because we were duoing and my loadout was fine, but it needed to be perfected. Does that make any sense? So my second run, I went in there with a better base loadout and it was fine, but we still ended up losing on the 15th wave because I didn't use my meta strategy, which is just to double plasmatic discharger, just discharger into the discharger. Now some people was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, your first weapon should be an xenon bow and then your next weapon should be a plasmatic. I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. The main reason why is because you need a loadout to make the xenon bow viable. You need that AoE damage. Even if you can shoot through walls or you can shoot through any and everything and it can pierce and it could hit multiple targets at once with the affliction damage, you still want Farah in your loadout. But my loadout ain't gonna have that. My loadout is also not based towards bows. It's based towards RPGs. So why would I not just use another RPG? So that's exactly what I did. I just crafted only plasmatic dischargers. And whenever the 15th wave came, I just discharger, switched to my next shot, discharger, then I switched to my next slot, discharger, and then I switched back to my next discharger. You know what I'm saying? But I was letting them things go from getting 40, nigga. Like, bro, I was dropping them things, man. I was letting them things fly. I don't know what these niggas talking about, but on God, I was sending them bitches. So yeah, that's pretty much the strategy. Just this, and then let me talk about horde mode for a minute before I get on out of here. Then, bro, I was like, oh, I could just use like a blue RPG and just craft that early on, and then, but then I was wasting my materials crafting rocket ammo, which took away from me being able to craft energy cells when my plasmatic discharger is going to eventually outweigh the blue rocket launcher that I can get early on in the early couple rounds. Like, no, because what I was planning on doing was just recycling my guns just to get the rotating gizmo so I could craft the blue rocket launcher, but it didn't make any sense to do that because you only get like a couple rockets in the beginning levels anyway, right? Or the beginning rounds. So it didn't make any sense to craft RPG, which its ammo would be hard to craft compared to energy cells. Like, and energy cells was only easier to craft because you get nuts and bolts a lot easier. So it just made sense to make just dischargers instead of anything else. I also seen people using the pot shot, but that doesn't make any sense to me either because you can still just discharger into the discharger. You can have 6 shots in your pot shot and it's gonna push Watts. Like, please do not get that misunderstood. You can definitely run a pot shot, but you would still be better off just running the discharger into the discharger as your 2 weapons that you craft. And then with us, I was always, bro, I had like, at the end of the game, when I actually won for the first time, I had like 4 dischargers. Like, I never even had to craft a third one. And the meta is basically just to build up 3 tiles high drop traps from wherever the Huskers are the Huskers are coming from, and just put wall launchers or floor launchers and just stall until you can get enough kills or until the round is over with. Like, that's pretty much the meta. And the first time I cleared it, I did it in the 140s. I didn't think I'd be able to do it in the 140s, but nah, it was fine. Like, I thought I was honestly gonna get bad teammates, but that is not what happened when I went into horde mode. And I wish I could get footage for y'all boys. Like, I really do, but my computer is so bad. And we're gonna end the video off. We're gonna end off here. All right. But my computer is so bad that sometimes, and when I was doing the horde mode runs, right, that thing was cutting off on me or trying to cut off. Every time I plug in the charger, it would threaten to cut off on me. I need a new computer, guys. I need a new computer. I would love to ask other people for money, but that's not how this works around here. You just got to deal with what you paid for until you get enough money on your own so that you can buy you another computer. Like, don't be a lame ass nigga and go out there and do hard work so you can buy you another computer. Because nothing is as serious as me actually doing what I'm supposed to do to take care of my family. Like, come on now. Or to take care of myself. A computer can definitely wait. Like, hell no.